Hey guys, and welcome to Nintenduary, a month where we review a different Nintendo 64 game every day for the entire month. Today we're looking at Mario Party, and since we're limited to how many games we can cover this month, we will also take a short look at the sequels Mario Party 2 and Mario Party 3. So let's get right into it. Mario Party brought a pretty unique experience to the Nintendo 64. This game took the fun of dice rolling that is present in a lot of board games and translated it onto the N64. But instead of a gimmick like the cards you draw on Monopoly or a colorful wheel like in the Game of Life, this board game introduced a few mini-games that have players scramble to perform as best as they can. The main goal of the game is to get as many power stars as you can, more specifically getting more power stars than your opponents. At the end of the game, whoever has the most stars wins the entire game. Sounds like a pretty simple concept. The player with the most points wins, obviously, but for a board game that is translated into a video game, it works so well. It was so smart of Nintendo that they decided to innovate a board game style of play, as they could have just thrown a board game together emulated on the N64, like Monopoly did. But I will always appreciate that they used mini-games to add something unique and exciting to the game. And even if you're losing really badly against your friends, you still get to participate in the mini-games, which gives all players something to look forward at the end of everyone's turn. You don't just sit there and wait for your turn, you are involved in this game every second of it you play. So the place you land on after rolling impacts the whole game, so there's always something going on. And that's the way they got around the boringness that board games can cause after playing them for a long amount of time. I also want to take a moment and appreciate the fact that there's over 50 mini-games in this first Mario Party game. That is really a ton of games. Like, it's cool and all that Nintendo's advertising Mario Party Top 100 right now, but if you think about it, that's not that impressive considering how many games were on these original games. And also the only reason they can make a Top 100 is that there are so many mini-games from only 10 Mario Party games. Like, the first 3 games in the Mario Party franchise already had over 185 games combined. It is also cool that the minigames aren't always free-for-alls, and sometimes players are split into teams of 2 for a 2v2, or even a 3 versus 1, where one player plays against the rest. Here's one interesting story about Mario Party. Mario Party received some complaints to the New York's General Attorney's Office due to a minigame that made players spin the analog stick quickly, as players would sometimes use the palm of their hand and get blisters. Nintendo had to provide special cloths to anyone who requested them, and ended up paying a hefty fee.
But eat the me! Mario!
Yeah, tell it to the judge.
This actually resulted in Mario Party 1 never being re-released in any virtual console, but at least later Mario Party games were re-released. This is the reason we can only tell you one good way to play this game. Go play it in its original form on the N64. A little less than a year after Mario Party was released, Mario Party 2 came out, and it was still an awesome experience. This time the game had 65 minigames in total, with most of them being new games and some being older reworked games, which was a pretty big step up, and the game also added some items. The color of the platforms that players step on also now impacted the type of minigames players would play, which allowed for a whole new level of planning your own strategy to victory. And for the most part, this game is definitely a pretty big improvement from the first game. And just a little over a year later, Mario Party 3 came out, and it still was consistent with the quality of the series so far. At its core, it's pretty similar to the previous titles, but this time players can carry up to 3 items, and Waluigi and Princess Daisy were added as playable characters. And they also introduced the story mode to the game, which is a nice feature for single players on the N64 who wanted to be able to play all the minigames without having to worry about when they will be able to get a group of 3 friends together. And also it was a nice way to practice all the minigames for the next time you play against your friends. It was nice that Mario Party 3 had over 70 unique minigames, but I would say as a whole, Mario Party 2 still has the best minigames out of the 3. Some of the Mario Party 3 minigames rely too much on luck, and it can get frustrating at times. At its core, these games are still pretty fun on their own, but play best if you have a group of 4 people ready to go. Check out any of these games with your friends and have a blast for a few hours. They still hold up to this day. But that's it for today's video. Leave a comment down below about your favorite Mario Party minigame. My personal favorite is Bowser's Big Blast from Mario Party 2. So let me know about yours, I would really like to know. Make sure to subscribe to Sloth and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode of Nintenduary. Tomorrow we're gonna take a look at Banjo-Tooie. Until then, see you guys next time.